Hey squad, hope you're doing amazingly today. John here, and in this video we are going to answer the question, what is inbound sales? Alright, stick around and let's get to it. So what is inbound sales? Essentially it is where you are attracting people to your business instead of you having to go out and find them. Imagine having customers that are already primed, already educated, already interested in what you have to sell, coming to you and saying, hey, could we be a good fit? Sounds pretty great, right? You can think of inbound sales like a funnel. Right at the top of the funnel, you'll have a broad audience that may be a good fit for what you have to sell, but as you get further and further down the funnel, you'll get to people that are better qualified and a better match for your business overall, and more likely and willing to buy. A good way to think about the steps of the funnel is with the acronym AIDA or AIDA. Essentially, it means attention, interest, desire, action. Where the first step is you've got their attention. The second step, you've piqued their interest. They keep wanting to read. The next step, you've hit their desire point. They're like, okay, this could be a really good thing for me. And then the final step is where they're ready to take action. And you say, okay, come on, let's go. And they say, all right, let's do it. So this is how you're going to want to run your inbound sales play. Step number one is all about attracting potential customers. So how do you get people into that top of funnel? Well, there's actually a lot of ways that you can attract potential customers. A few common examples would be SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, where you put something onto your website that ranks for a certain keyword in Google. Think about it this way, you search up, I want to go to the dentist or dentist near me, and then a certain number of options show up, right? That's SEO. If they do a good job, then they're going to appear higher up in the list. Another one, which is closely related to SEO because you're publishing things, is content marketing. But this isn't limited to your website. This can be on YouTube, this can be on other social platforms. This could also just be local events that you're running, right? So it can be really a whole range. Another big one, which is a subset of content marketing, would be social media. So that means you are very present, you're building your brand, and you are becoming very apparent to people in your space. Another one would be advertising, where you are spending money, whether it's on Facebook, someone's website, or Google, and you are trying to get your message in front of people for money. And the final one is getting referrals. Those can be your existing clients, people that you've worked with in the past outside of what you're doing now, but they essentially tell someone, hey, this person rocks, go check them out. So step number two is all about converting them into leads. So after you have attracted them to your business, now it's time to officially turn them into a lead and qualify them. This can be done in a number of different ways, including just a simple conversation like, hey, are you interested? I can follow up with you later. You could have a form on your website. You could have some kind of downloadable or event that they have to register for and give you their information. But it's all about officially having them put up their hand and say, okay, I'm interested in what you have to offer. And after they've put their hand up, the next step is actually closing them and turning them into business. So as these leads have moved further down the funnel, they're more and more prepared to turn into an actual customer. And by this point, you should have had conversations with them where you do something called qualification and discovery, if it's a bit more of a complicated product. And this is basically just asking some simple questions saying, hey, does this make sense for you, right? At the end of the day. If you are trying to accomplish this, then we are a good fit for you. Something along those lines. And then it all comes down to actually closing them, either with yourself as the salesperson or with a sales team underneath you. At the end of the day, you're basically wanting to bring them across the finish line. And this means they are either signing a contract, they are handing you a wad of cash, whatever that might look like, and they are turning into one of your customers. Step number four is delighting the customer. Essentially, your job doesn't end when they give you their credit card, when they give you a check, when they give you cash, when they sign that contract. Next, it is all about giving them an amazing experience. After they are past the finish line, you're gonna want to give them value as quickly as possible. I think Alex Hormozi mentioned this in probably a couple of his talks now already. They try to aim for the first 24 to 48 hours of giving them some kind of reinforcing decision, whether that's a quick note saying like, hey, you made a good choice, a video saying, hey, we're in this together, we're gonna do some really cool work. And by the end of it, they try to deliver some kind of really strong finish within the first 2 weeks, giving them their first big outcome and making them, okay, yeah, this was a great choice. By consistently delivering extremely hard in this delight stage, you're gonna get two massive benefits. Number one, you're going to be able to turn one-time buyers into repeat customers. This means that all of the effort and cost that you put into acquiring one customer, it's for someone that's going to be staying with you for the long term. Essentially, instead of just coming, buying one thing and leaving, they're going to keep coming back, buying again and again and again. And number two, just as huge as the first one, if not bigger, referrals. So we mentioned this at the beginning with the different types of ways to fill your funnel up and attract customers in the first place, but this is one of the, if not the most powerful way to do it. Essentially, this means that people loved your stuff so much that they're willing to go out of their way to go and tell their friends, family, or colleagues about what you can do. And essentially what that means is that if you do a good enough job and if you start getting referrals with an amazing, exceptional quality of service, your business almost turns into a self-sufficient vehicle, meaning that you won't have to spend as much money on advertising or put in the effort to attract customers outside of that as well. So inbound sales isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There are a couple of disadvantages, and those come in two forms really, which is higher effort or higher cost upfront. To build traction with SEO and with social media, for example, it can take a lot of time to gain people's trust, to get traction, for people to start sharing videos, etc. And on the other hand, there's a lot of risk in putting up a bunch of cash to run advertisements when you might not be able to convert them at the end of the day. The extremely important point there is that if you're running ads, you want to make sure that your cost of acquiring customer, or CAC, payback, is going to be covered, right? Because you can't be losing money to acquire customers. That is a not sustainable business. But if you do inbound sales amazingly, it can be extremely worth it if you're making more money than the effort or cost is upfront. Okay, squad, thank you so much for coming and watching this video today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and if you could smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell or something, share it with a friend or an enemy or whoever you want, that would help me a ton. And yeah, hopefully see you on the next video. All right, take care. Peace, peace.